Hey, what's going on? So, I think I'd make a different video today and talk about YouTube and YouTube channels and some observations and maybe tie it back to mine. So, I'm old enough to remember when YouTube first started, and in that time that I've been watching videos and not necessarily making videos, but just being a user of YouTube, I've noticed kind of a life cycle of channels, and I want to talk about that. So the first one, historically, and I think is still to a certain extent, is this is fun. So people would make videos because they were passionate about a subject, they enjoyed sharing something, maybe they just liked making videos as an art form, or whatever. They did it because they like to do it. That's how YouTube started. And then something changed, which I think made YouTube bigger than it was, but also caused a secondary issue, which we're dealing with today. And that number two is, I can make money. So all these people that were making videos because that's what they like to do, and they just did it for enjoyment. A lot of them suddenly had checks waved in front of their face. And they thought, hey, I'm doing this anyway, and it's a lot of work, because there seems to be a trap where the more views you get, the more views you want to get, and then you think, oh, even though people watched me when I was just making these short little crappy videos, now I have to have big production, so they fall into the trap, right? So that's number two, I can make money. Then that almost always leads to the third phase, which is, I'm not making enough money. The people that were doing things as a hobby decided to do it full-time. And they did that, and maybe money was good for a while, and then suddenly the money's no longer enough. And you see sponsored videos, and then the sponsors dry up. You see complaints about AdSense, you see complaints about the algorithm, whatever. And then that ultimately leads to the fourth stage. Everything is awful, everyone is to blame, except me. Like I said, the idea that it was a mistake to put all your eggs in one basket never occurs to these people. YouTube's to blame, the sponsors are to blame, the people that watch YouTube for free are to blame, the algorithm is to blame, and I can't make the videos that I want to make. Now I have to make the videos that I think the algorithm wants me to make, because I have to get people to watch, and I have to do whatever I need to do to get those people to watch, because I'm not making enough money, and everything is awful, and I hate my life. Please like and subscribe and hit that like button and notification bell, and check out my Patreon and buy this merch. Check out the Spencer's Comics, blah, 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 blah. So, looking at this, I'm just making videos because I want to. I don't know that it's even fun. I just think sometimes maybe somebody could learn from things that I admittedly do wrong. But what I think is, I'm just going to cut out all the middleman, and I'm going to jump right down to here. And I think, why go through all this hassle? Why go through building and getting hundreds and thousands and maybe even tens and hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and go through all this hassle when I could just go straight here? So this is where I'm at. Everything's awful. Everyone's to blame except me, because, you know, I'm making the YouTube videos, and why should I reflect on my actions and the decisions that brought me to this place? No. So I think that's going to be my new vibe. Just going to be bitter and complain about what I'm doing, and still do it, and then complain about the people that watch the videos, because, you know, how dare they expect anything for free and not pay and not like and comment and say bad things, because, you know, I had no choice but to be where I am and where I'm at. And I'm not talking about anybody in particular here, but I get tired of just seeing this play out. And maybe even channels that I used to like to watch. And it seems they always get to this point. And it's like, nobody told you. And they act like they have no choice. They act like, I have to do this. Now, I get it. I get that, you know, turning a passion project into a career. I get it. But, man, of all the things that I would count on, I would not count on YouTube. I would not count on the famously capricious guidelines and how they change things all of a sudden, and all these things. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to watch. There's a lot of people I like to watch, and I gotta tell you, most of them are small channels. We're talking well under 5,000. Most of them are even under 1,000 subscribers. And what I like about it is because these guys are just doing things because they like doing it, because they're real people, and it reminds me of how YouTube used to be, and that's what I dig. So so if you're watching this, odds are that you are probably one of these people that I'm talking about, that are the real ones. And I just say hats off to you for doing it for all the right reasons. And be encouraged. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you know, keeping that bit of the old school alive. So anyway, that's it for me. Everything is awful. Everyone is to blame, except for me. And that's how it's going to stay. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Check out the links in the description box below. Yo.